Okay, in this short video, I'm going to talk about the marking guide for analysis, which is worth 10 marks, as you can see here. You can find this on Google Classroom under Assignment A, Part 2. So basically, in the first assignment or the first part of your assignment, you did these two here. Now we take it up to the top marking band. You described and justified the features that make the problem solvable by computational methods, explaining why it's amenable to computational approach. Identify suitable stakeholders for a project and describe them, explaining how they will make use of the proposed solution and why it is appropriate for to their needs. So you could have got, for that first section, any of those mark bands depending on whether you meet the particular described criteria. Remember that I also talked about these keywords: identify, describe, and justify, and that really puts in where you will go mark band wise. So let's have a look. If you've watched my video on introducing the assignment, you will realize that you are going to start doing this section. Let's look at the lower band here. Identify some appropriate features to incorporate into your solution. Identify some features of the proposed computational solution. Identify some limitations, and so on and so on. Over here, the top band, and this is really important that you go for this because everybody, I should think, is capable of getting the top band in analysis and in design, regardless of how good your programming skills are. And that's what you should aim for. So it says here, research the problem in depth. In depth, remember, looking at existing solutions to similar problems, identifying and justifying suitable approaches based on this research. Okay, that is what you're going to aim for your two investigations. So when you come back after the summer, you'd have done these three sections. So you're just about halfway through, or not even more than halfway through the assignment. So what you'll be left to do is the second part of this, the other two investigations, and then you will be looking at these things like identifying essential features to the proposed computational solution, explaining these choices, identifying and explaining the justification and limitation of the proposed systems, specifying, justifying the requirements for the solution, including, as appropriate, any hardware and software requirements, identify and justified measurable success criteria. So these will be talked about when you come back. So what do you need to do? You need to do two solid research investigations, reviews, observations, meetings, interviews, and documentations looking at appropriate hardware that you may be needing or software solutions to back up what you've done, selection of databases, things like that. So have a look at this marking guide. Now, when you come to look at your own work, mark it yourself. Go through it and see whether you can put yourself in these bands. Now, for instance, if after you've completed the whole analysis, you've got, say, one or two things here, you've got maybe a couple of things over here, and you've got some things in here. Okay, so your marks are spread across three bands. Well, your teacher is more than likely then to put you in this band somewhere. Okay, maybe mid marks, depending on how well you've done and what these particular solutions are. But just look at these keywords here, like identify measurable success criteria will get you into the quite a high band, but the word justify here is the thing that will tip you over. So look for those keywords, look for where it says in the assignment headings these words, and make sure you do them to the best of your ability. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions, come to the Google Meets.